Welcome to round 3 with Rally, where I will continue to efficiently spend my mana every single turn. And beyond that, not a lot matters. Yeah, again, one of the secrets, this deck's not actually that hard to play. You just kind of keep track of triggers in the end game and tap all your mana every turn, and then they die. So that's... so this hand doesn't have green, but I'm okay with that because it has Reflector and uh, Jace, which is enough action to keep me alive for a little bit at least. The curve is a little awkward into Reflector. I want to get white green anyways. Question is it worth potentially stranding myself off white to have a guaranteed untapped white source on 3? Think it is. And I'm not going to fetch because if I hit an island or a swamp, I'd actually just rather save that. Ugh, that's like the worst. Another white spell. I don't think I get horribly punished for this most of the time. Especially if they don't have a fiery impulse there. This is Anafenza. Oh, what just happened? Ruinous Path? Okay. That's perfectly fine. I've got some time to figure out what I'm doing here. This is another kill spell for Jace, whatever. I'm still on like 15 outs to immediately do something good. Oh. Well, this got kind of easy. So, 3. So let's Jace first. It's kind of weird. I'll discard the Sifter, actually. I want to play the Ailey. Plus, the Sifter's not going to come into play or enter the battlefield for a long time, anyways. So I'm going to be too busy casting Collected Companies when I draw my green source. Yeah, my opponent taking a turn to Painful Truths there is really, really liberating. Okay, yep, I'm going to lose my Jace. However, I do get to gain some life off it. I think I want a main phase company. Which one I leave up, does that matter? I don't think it does. Oh, gosh, I have options. Why do I have options? This is so bad. I think I'm supposed to my opponent doesn't really have anything in graveyard, so I think Reflector Husk are the right two. Don't really need the Jace. I just want to put stuff into play that's going to kill my opponent. And oh look, they're at 12, which is pretty close to dead on board to Husk. Yeah, my opponent's at 12, can't recast their 5-drop, and has nothing. Just straight up nothing. Fiery Impulse targeting an Intugo Husk. Did you mean Fiery Impulse targeting Reflector Mage? Abzan Charm targeting Nantuko Husk. Did you mean ARMLX gains 4 life? I think you did. That card's obnoxious. Well, I like playing 2 spells, so um, I'll offer the trade to start. My opponent wants to take it, that's fine. If they take that trade, then I just collect a company. And if they want to get Dark Dwelled, I'm fine. Or if they want to Dark Dwell my thing, I'm fine with that. No! I was gosh, they're going to Dark Dwell that, and now I'm in, like, kind of an obnoxious spot. Oh, wait, no. I drew another rally and the game ended. Man, rally's great. Oh, choose a Jace to keep. Oh, I have to stack abilities and stuff? I mean, if my opponent would like to clock Fireball me, I don't think I'm going to lose because of it. Hooray. Powerful magical card. Let's see here. This is definitely a Duress matchup. Definitely a Murderous Cut matchup. Definitely not a Faithful matchup. Definitely an Exert Influence matchup. Let's do that, that, and 1 Duress. And the Ailey goes out because I'm not really fighting. I guess like, trading for Siege Rhino is a thing, but I'd rather just have all my other magic cards. 23 creatures? Can't do that. Sorry, Rally, you're off the team. 24 is the rule. Cool. See, very easy rules to follow. This hand's like pretty imminently exploitable. But I don't think it's like it's just so hard to like send back any hand that has a play plus collect a company. Gonna wilds for swamp. Gonna hopefully draw a spell. Well, I'm gonna wilds for a plains because that's the last basic in my deck. Guess there's a forest, but don't want a forest. Actually, forest is fine. Draw 3, discard 1, lose 3. Wow. My hand is really panning out. Well, here's to hoping there's no duress in my near future. If there is, I'm just pretty dead. Unless I just immediately redraw a company. What? Uh... This can't be good for our opponent. I'm supposed to fire off my company main phase. Actually, there's an argument for firing off my company upkeep. So I sack the token. I actually like that a lot. No, the extra damage is pretty important. Drawing Nantuko Husk also not a bad plan. Um, I guess that would marginalize any reflector mages I hit. Yeah. I'm okay with playing into Hollowed Moonlight when my opponent is forced into a weird spot. Jeez, I would have had Jace Haruspex. Mistakes were made. Just like, I didn't want to lose the value of Reflector Mage there, but that's probably a mistake. Got greedy, getting punished. This is going to be a 2-3. Just going to do this because I need to hit action here. Not that. Uh, oh my gosh, I just played the wrong land. I'm going to get punished for it. Ugh. I was supposed to be able to Sifter plus Husk this turn. Instead, I did not get to do that because I made the mistake of playing the wrong land. Should have played Delta. Just shortcutted the double 3-drop play. No need to just shove everything there. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Well, I'll give my opponent a couple less life. Don't really want to just draw another card. That gets back 2 Sifters, which is not enough right now. That's killing that. There's just 3 cards in opponent's hand. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll take my 4. So, let's use this for a black. Then I get to only have to delve 2 cards, so I have more fodder for future copies of this card. What is the nightmare scenario? And how has my opponent spewed so many cards off after Painful Truthing twice? They discarded 2 cards to one of the Painful Truths, right? I'm just going to get Crackling Doomed off of Dark Dwellers here. My current guess. That's fine. Also fine. Not fine. Dead in 1 now? If this is a Rhino, I don't think there's a lot of ways I can recover from a Rhino here. Go to 3. Okay, that's a start. Reflector Mage, Jace. So this does this. Still in it. Forced blocks are basically going to 1 here to keep another creature in play, so I have another chump next turn. My graveyard's pretty light, though a rally's probably good enough to get somewhere. Oh, well, I died. I would have died horribly anyways. Okay. Well, that game was lost on the turn I decided not to just main phase for value. Don't really want too many duresses because I don't want to fight that fight, but I'd like to play first. This is fine. My mana usage is kind of weird, so I want to get green, white, or blue. White, so I can get blue-black. Yeah. Well, lesson learned last game about playing around Hallowed Moonlight. Especially because of how well Haruspex matches up against basically everything, I guess. So do that. Just so I can guarantee. Yep, there we go. And I have all my colors. Trying to figure out if it's right to kill. I don't think it is right to immediately kill that. Think that actually deploying things is more important. Especially because Sifter's really good. Do have to kill it relatively soon, but lifelink lose to cute. Yeah, I'm supposed to kill Soulfire here on my next turn. The question, I don't think I cut when I do it though. Or I sack a Scion on my upkeep to do it. Yeah, let's just begin the mediocre beatdown train. I get kind of blown up by Radiant Flames, which just kills all my stuff, and I scry 2, which... Okay, well, I probably just kill that on the spot. Kill that, deploy Cutthroat, I think. Can't really imagine a better thing to kill than Siege Rhino. The question is, what am I scrying for here? Well, that's definitely not what I wanted, so that made my life easy. If this is another Rhino... What do I deploy now? So this needs to get a white. I don't have anything in the bin. Question is whether Haruspex or Husk is the right card to put on the battlefield. Pretty sure I just want to land the Husk. I guess Harspecs leads to some weird stuff going on. So if I shove everything in front of the Rhino, what cards can my opponent have to punish me besides Murderous Cut? Basically just Murderous Cut. Yeah, well, my opponent just has 1,000 million Rhinos. Let's get a blue-white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Sack those two, gain a bunch of life, kill a Rhino. Like that. I think my opponent has to block with a Rhino here. I could just play right into Murderous Cut, but I feel like if my opponent had a Murderous Cut, they would have cut this and then jammed with the Rhino. Because they need to put me on the back foot. Yep. Okay. Let's do this and see what happens. Well, that's pretty bad. Um, I can just kill 2 Rhinos here? That sounds great, actually. With a rally in hand? Don't think that's good enough, though. Yeah, I think I just got to go for it and presume my opponent doesn't have a cut. Yeah, that's good. If my opponent has a cut, they have a cut. If they don't have a cut, boom. Well, still at 12 life after getting triple Rhino. That's kind of an accomplishment. That's kind of a problem. Opponent probably doesn't have. Let's see. Pretty sure this is a good spot to rally. So I've got a pretty good rebuild. It forces it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Does not force a chump block, though. Yeah, so I guess this is not a good spot to rally. Let's collect a company. Ailey Sifter? I don't really want to get Jace. I think I want Sifter. The question is, do I have a reason to attack with Husk? Besides just getting in 2 damage. What am I sacking if my opponent blocks? Well, what am I sacking if my opponent has a kill spell? Actually, not attacking with Husk seems better because having back creatures, or I have 2 things that can trade with the Advocate if it attacks is really what it comes down to. What's Dark Dwelling? Read the Bones. Ugh. Let's see where my opponent puts stuff. Bottom, top, draws 2. That's unfortunate. Okay, this is fine. So I can rally for 2 and play Haruspex. Which gets back these. I draw like 1,000,000 cards, gain some amount of life. Probably not enough life though. If I attack with the Husk, I can force a chump. Right? Yeah. I like that idea. I'd rather just get the Sifter here. I don't need the actual cards, I think. I just need to scry into a piece of action. Well, I'm just going to sack the Scion then. Is that good enough? It's not terrible. It's not great, though. I think I'm just specifically trying to find like another Murderous Cut. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have a Murderous Cut. Okay, that's fine. My opponent doesn't have Duress. They probably don't have Hallowed Moonlight, because I think they would have played it if they had it. I have Ailey to gain life in weird ways. And to turn off Shambling Vent if Husk dies. Roast that. Well, I'm definitely sacrificing it to Ailey. But I think that's it. Visionary. I don't think that's enough. That's a problem. Pretty sure they had the 1 draw step to hit. Question is, what do I do from here? This goes here. I go to 2. Yeah, that's... Oh, geez. This goes on a land. This goes on the Advocate. Or no, other way around. This goes on the Advocate, this goes on the land. Gaining life, not what I need. This goes on the land, this goes on the Advocate. I sack the Sifter. Is that right? So I do this, this. The question is whether the 3 life gets me anywhere. So I go to 13, down to 9. I'm getting attacked by 2 creatures. It can, in theory, save me for a draw step. And it does 6 to my opponent, or I get a Scry, where if I hit a rally, I do 1,000,000 things. So I think the Scry is more important. That's not a rally. That's also not a rally. And I'm dead. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was supposed to fire the rally the turn before to try and scry into another one. 1 card off. Unfortunate.